Week 1 primetime NFL predictions. Let's line it up. Kicking things off, literally, we've got the Thursday night season opener. It's a rematch of the AFC title game. The Kansas City Chiefs are taking on the Baltimore Ravens at home. The Baltimore Ravens, that to me is what's going to be the key behavior to look at in this game. After the bye week, the Baltimore Ravens became 42% more inconsistent in their week-to-week performances. Just look at this chart. The narrowness of the green lines before the bye week shows a team that not only was more consistent, but trending up. As we look past the bye week, you can see those green lines extend and separate on that chart, and you can see their data points are like a scatter shot. They're all over the place, and they're trending down. Did they do enough in the offseason to fix those two issues, the downward trend and the inconsistency? They did sign Derrick Henry. That should help with ball possession, but is it going to help with consistency? I'm not sure. The line on this game is 3 points. We like the Chiefs to win by 3 points, so we're staying away from the spread, taking the Chiefs on the money line. We're heading to Brazil for a Friday night game to start the season for the first time ever, and it's two teams wearing green in a country where you're not really supposed to wear green. At least that's what I've heard. But that's what we have with the Packers taking on the Eagles. The Packers are getting 2.5 points in this game, and that makes us love them, and here's why. After the bye week, the Green Bay Packers improved on their scoring behavior rate by 22% week over week. You could see in the beginning of the season, prior to the bye week, they were just getting used to Jordan Love, or Jordan Love was really getting used to this new environment as a starting quarterback. But man, once he got used to it, did he take off? Look at that acceleration line, that trend line moving up by 22% week over week over week as they made it to the postseason, winning a playoff game. Now, the opposite is true of their opponent. The Philadelphia Eagles have been in regression since before, that's right, before the 2022 Super Bowl. We told our newsletter subscribers, don't be fooled, their record is not matching their behavior. They are bound for a collapse, and collapse they did. They have brand new coordinators on both sides of the ball for the second year in a row. Jalen Hurts is playing with his 8th different play caller in 9 years. Every time that there is a new environment, this team struggles, and they already are coming off of a downward momentum trend. Just look at this 10% regression week over week throughout the course of the 2023 season. I'm not entirely sure that they did a lot to improve. These coordinators are going to need time to get used to this environment. The players are going to need time to get used to them. Opening night is not the night for that to happen. Not only are the Packers getting 2.5 points, we actually think they're going to win this game by 3 points, so we're taking them on the money line and with the spread. Moving ahead to our first Sunday night football game of the season, and this is usually the best game of the week. We have a rematch of an NFC divisional round game from last year when the Los Angeles Rams take on the Detroit Lions. Let's start with the Rams. The Rams were the most consistent football team week in and week out on both sides of the ball, according to our football behavior consistency score. The Detroit Lions, on the other hand, are in fact a force to be reckoned with. There's no doubt about it. There's no denying that. Their offense is one of the best in the game. They are top 5 in scoring behavior rate from 2023, averaging almost 0.9 points per minute of possession time. The problem for Detroit is their defense. It's something we've glossed over. Their defense just isn't very good. In fact, they were the second worst team in the entire league in score prevention behavior rate. They were giving up almost 0.9 points per minute of possession time to their opponent. So what does that mean? That means it's great if you can score 0.9 points per minute of possession time. Not so great if you're giving up that same amount of points to your opponent and you have the second worst defense in football. You've got to get that fixed. We have this game most likely outcome to be a dead heated tie at 24-24. So don't be surprised if this game ends in a close one. The Rams are getting 3.5 points from the Lions. We think this game is going to be a tie, and if not, the Rams may be slightly favored by a couple tenths of a point in our simulation. So we're going to take the Rams with the spread, and we're not going to touch the money line. It's Monday Night Football, just like it was last year with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, but unlike last year, hopefully Aaron Rodgers doesn't get injured and he stays on the field. But here's why this has been the toughest game for us to predict based on behavior. We don't have any from Aaron Rodgers as a New York Jet. He played a total of a couple of snaps in that Week 1 game last year before rupturing his Achilles and being out for the entire year. Not only did Aaron Rodgers not play last year in his first year as a New York Jet, he took 0 preseason snaps this year, and now he's going to be doing it on the road against the defending NFC champions. And because there are so many question marks and unknowns about what the New York Jets are going to be this year, because they're nothing like what they were going to be last year, we are recommending staying away from this game. For week 1, it's just too risky, too many unknowns about their behavior. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. We have a free option where you're gonna get a handful of our analytics, you're gonna get these primetime games, these videos, and some exclusive content. We also have a 7-day free trial, which is gonna give you full access to the full potential of our behavior model. It's free trial, and if you don't like it, super easy to unsubscribe. So check it out, Pigeon Picks Plus, that's our newsletter. We'll see you next week for week 2.